25 fractures in all. Only bodies I've ever seen this broken were run over by trains.
He's killed before. You don't start out this proficient at it.
I think he knew his victims. Feels personal.
This guy's left no eyewitnesses. Who could not be noticed?
The last thing we need right now is a serial killer.
Well, that's what we got, sir.
Are you scared?
Should I be?
Do you not understand what went on in here? No human is capable of that kind of evil.
Don't you ever feel like you can't breathe? Your heart is just gonna stop.
Yes. We are back finally. Shout out to everybody coming through. I appreciate y'all joining us tonight. Yes, your boy Low Key is back. Thank y'all for y'all patience and waiting. What's going on, Adia?
What up?
Anzo, what's going on? Anzo must be still getting himself together. But
what's up, guys? What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Good.
I am so happy to have something that I enjoy. We did a trailer reaction to this. We said this looks good. I ain't gonna front. I was a little nervous. I did not like season 1. I feel like season 1 was just black trauma. It was somebody who was the horror was left to the side. It was more so about the whole racism with the white people in the neighborhood and all that shit. I feel like it was never going to be a destination or a resolution. It was always just watching them being beat down and tortured and shit. And I was like, I'm good, bro. I done seen this before. Anyway, I'm glad I still watched that first season though, because of what we get with this. But if you had asked me my opinion immediately, I would feel like we could possibly have our modern day Tales from the Hood. And when I say that, this is definitely more so in the realm of American Horror Story because it's supposed to be an anthology, but just like American Horror Story, it always kind of had those connections to previous seasons. And we only in 2 seasons of this. But I feel like the bullshit we got with Tales from the Hood 2 and 3 with them whack-ass sequels, when we got these great stories that we can talk about as far as black people dealing with horror, and this shit right here, when you talking about childhood trauma and shit, Thank you, Little Marvin. Thank you.
I enjoyed the first season. I thought it was good. And when I seen...
You sound low, man. Do you sound low to you? Adia? I just know if I'm tripping or not.
It could be me. Hold on. Could be me.
Yeah, I want to make sure everybody can hear you, brother. And I don't know if y'all seen I shared it, so I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it. The teaser for From. Y'all know we're going to be back with that. Season 3, we got a little teaser. Look like some shit is not going good. We better get some answers.
Facts.
Man, like I said, I feel like they're going to have me crying over a fictional character, damn it. I ain't got time for this. Playing with my emotions and shit.
This is set in the 90s as far as them to scare. I love that. Once again, 90s is a pivotal time. It's one of the best eras when it comes to music, movies, horror. But when we talking about references, they had a tease on here where they had the OTV guide and they were showing a bunch of like older movies at the bottom. They had Seven. They had like Menace to Society. They had Silence of the Lambs. And I'm looking at this mixture of movies. I'm like, we got hood movies, thrillers, slashers. Are y'all gonna try to combine all this to this show? And that's what kind of scared me because I'm like, I don't know if y'all gonna pull this off. How this gonna work? They did it. And it worked.
It's a good catch because I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, the whole 90s thing, and even with him doing, which we're gonna get to that. But them, the scare. We are introduced to 2 main characters. We have a detective named Don. And we have an expiring actor named Edwin Gaines.
Edmund.
Okay.
Yeah,
Edmund.
Yeah.
Hey.
But you better get his name right. He He be coming out like Candyman.
I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Right.
We talking about the references, man.
I caught a lot of references.
And we definitely, come on, Anzo, we definitely got to talk about the Vecna reference.
Yes.
Definitely.
I don't even watch that show, and I got that reference. I was like,
And honestly, I think this was more brutal than Vecna. And the only reason I say that because it's almost, they leave it to the imagination and the sound. And I'm like, even us seeing what Victor was doing, it was the sound. And they wouldn't stop this crackling shit. Like a motherfucker eating pork skins or something. I'm like, man.
Would they be cracking celery? I think that's what they actually use, like celery and carrots and shit. They like.
I told Anzo, the deal. I didn't finish the last episode because it was at nighttime. I said, I gotta wait till the morning. Y'all did y'all job.
Oh, I had to stop at a certain point. Hold on. You remember I texted you?
I got one for you too.
I said, is my light flickering? Yo, one of my light bulbs went out.
So we have this thing in my bathroom. I have no idea what it does, but it changes color. So I was falling asleep, and you wake up, you gotta go to the bathroom. As I turn the corner, everything is red. All you see is red in the bathroom. I was like, man, I don't know if I want to go in there.
No. And the goddamn music. Come on, man. It's eerie ass music. And it's one particular that episode 7, the last minute of the episode, and they got the music playing with everything we just seen happen. Yeah. I didn't see it coming about it.
I had no idea what they were saying, but I had my subtitles on, so it tells
I had to turn my subtitles on too.
Yeah, I'm like, what the? And then
y'all talking about the song.
Even when you're reading it, it still doesn't sound like that's what they're saying. But I was like, okay, whatever.
Man, the creativity in this show, just putting shit together and adding them little nods like that. And once again, the fucking music. Why does it feel like somebody's watch? I'm like, you scary ass bastard. Luke James, man. Before we get started, can we give this man his flowers? The performance in this show. I know this dude our star, and he currently on the Shy right now. And the fact that he playing that stereotypical role kinda in those shows, and what he doing this as far as the whole auditioning scene, and you got to remember this the 90s. So we got a bunch of the coming in. Boys in the side. I'm the cameraman. You gonna have to kill me. You gonna have to kill me. And y'all, come on, man. You already know what I was thinking of when he did that.
Give me a right, punk, or I will dust your ass at a biatch, and I think you got it. Give me a right, punk, or I will dust your ass, biatch.
Yeah. Cameraman couldn't stop laughs, you know what I mean? Like, really?
And yeah, look, he was dead. I knew that immediately. I said, "Oh, brother, you dead? You going?"
Oh yeah. We all knew he was dead. Yo, so did you get the at what point did you realize that, I don't even know if I should say this right now, but at what point did you realize that the timeline wasn't the same?
Middle of the first episode, I realized it.
Same. I was like, was I supposed to catch on to that quickly? Because I caught on to that quickly. I was like, this ain't the same. Now, it's close. I knew it was close, but I didn't know how close. But I was like, the way they was dressing, I was like, this got to still be the 80s for Ed.
It was. I guess I'm so indulged in a goddamn story, because once we get to the first victim, let's go ahead and say this too. The show is unsettling soon as it started for the probably first 5 minutes. You was never sitting there ease. You always tense. You sitting there like, man, even them going back and forth between Edwin, you said Edmund, and then Don. None of this shit is settling. None of this shit is relaxing. We on the edge trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and I'm with the whole thing with the connection. Like, what is going on with him, and what is this connection?
Yeah. That it took me a while to get that connection, because they tried to throw in that red hair and shit. I was like,
me too. The red hair with the family, right? Because when the family where he goes to visit his father, I was like, oh, okay, well,
that was a red hair too.
I'm like, what are they doing here? What's going on? You know what I mean? And I was just like, but there was, and we'll talk about it later, but I knew how it was going to end after a certain point, and
Mhm.
I knew there was some sort of connection to the first one, because when I'm watching it, I'm like, she looks like she was in the first one. You know what I mean? I'm like, is that the one from the first one? And I'm like,
I think it is the same actress.
it is. It is.
See,
She played her grandmother in the first one.
And see, that's what I'm saying. They doing that whole American Horror Story thing where they taking the same actress, putting them in different roles, and the whole connection, whatever. But it's kind of being done better a little bit here.
Yeah, she played her grandma. So I was like, she looks familiar, and I'm like, there's something. Like I was like, I said, there's got to be some connection to the first series, right? And when it came up, I was just like, I fucking knew it.
So wait, is the connection? The connection is the part.
The babies.
That part, the babies.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Because I was like, is this another season? Was the first season, or was this gonna be the next season? That's what I didn't know, because I didn't watch the first one.
We basically got to talk about. He basically, I'm guessing he basically got Crypt Keeper of the show. If y'all know who I'm talking about. Who is he? My guy right here.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, here come this. What you gonna do?
So he's not the Crypt Keeper. I was watching because I had. First off, the first season is in 2021. You did not expect me to remember everything that happened from the first season in this one.
I hope they don't wait this long again. It was kind of
when they do that. You know what I mean? So I had to go back and watch videos. So what they were saying was that Blackface guy is the actual demon that is haunting the family.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's just attached to this family period as far as the first family we introduced to in season 1.
Yeah. So when she
why did she think giving them away was gonna get them cleared?
Well, I think because they killed them. Well, they sort of killed them at the beginning, at the end. I don't know. And she just thought it would break the mold, right? But that demon only found them after what happened with Edmund's demon. And
we are spoilers. I got that in the title. This is definitely spoilers.
Yeah, we're spoiling it, guys. We're spoiling it.
But
So yeah, so okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a connection. I was just like, I didn't watch the first season, so I'm just lost. Kind of. I can make connections, but I wouldn't, like, you know.
You weren't sure. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But the investigation, to me, this when it went to like that 7 territory. Because if you watch 7, you know they come across these like grisly bodies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's disfigured or somewhat. But these niggas, nah, they weren't just disfigured.
They look like they been in a trash compactor.
Man, what? My man said this is like somebody got ran over by a train, but it's still too goddamn fucked up.
You know? It's like, damn, and the way they did it, you know, with the bones, you just hear them cracking, crack, crack, crack.
Yes.
Like, ooh.
And then they got her going into extra detail about it, like the spine was twisted. And you just in there thinking, like, this motherfucker was suffering. And then they told you. She said, I think he broke her neck, but not all the way to where the fucking lungs messed up, where she couldn't scream, but she could
feel everything and just be aware of what was happening. That's straight torture.
Not sure.
I mean, but when you find out the later on shit, it's like you kind
Little
of
boy, what's going on? Little boy, you gotta go check this out. We spoiling it. I'm just letting you know, but you gotta go check this out.
Yeah, that's good.
I binge watched the whole thing last night. I watched one episode and I'm like, oh man, I just gotta watch the rest of this.
Yeah, I binge watched it yesterday. I had to stop at a certain point, and not because I was scared. I had to stop because I got mad. Like, no, it was because I could relate, and it was just pissing me off. And I was like, I don't like what they doing, but I like what they doing because this is exactly what the Black community does. Like, they hit the nail on the head. I was like,
come on now, you know what the whole racist cop, but this connection, because we got a whole thing with them going after this certain killer. Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
but
the mental health and shit.
I guess the guy they think who's twisting the bodies, but it's the whole thing with the way the bodies are done, and it's like no one person can be able to do this, let alone a human being at all. But you got this one particular cop who's saying it's one of the foster kids because the foster mother.
He's blaming a 16-year-old child. He's like the burly, oh my God. I was like, this is the height of the super predator era. Like, God, like that was just that's when I said the racism is strong with this one.
Yeah, I was
racist cop. Stop cracking your damn knuckles.
Trying to intimidate.
It was really him having that whole thing in his head too, as far as the body being cracked or whatever.
Because they probably heard it.
The investigation when she go talk to the little girl, as far as his little sister, that's the shit that got me. The low lady pretty much got all the teeth because the foster mother is a bad mama. This is the first victim who got twisted in the basement. She pretty much an abusive mother. Antoine Fisher, baby, pretty much. Antoine Fisher.
Yep.
But it's really when we can start to get to the victims, which I want to get to next. Because while we still going back and forth between Edmund and Don, we are going through these grisly murders that continue to happen as far as these people are getting twisted up. This is where I got confused, but once they made sense with the connection of why he was choosing, I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Because especially when he got to the kids he killed, I was like, God damn. I mean, I like it because anything goes. Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, damn, but this is the 90s. But that's where I was kind of trying to find out what was the connection with the victims he was choosing. Because not only that connection, who is this nigga that's killing them? Because they start talking about a redhead man, and I'm like, I ain't seen no redhead man yet. Have y'all seen a redhead man?
Exactly. Look, and I started going through my head. Yeah, and that's what I was like, it's the officer. But then I kept asking myself, well, how the fuck does Edmund fit into this? So this was like my theory's a theory. So I was thinking that, okay, I was thinking maybe the officer killed Edmund. This is before we found out about the other dude.
Danny.
Yeah, I know. First off, Danny, it's the show, Danny. Not me bashing cops. It just so happened that the cops were racist and bad in the show. The white ones, you know what I mean?
Particularly this one. I mean, this nigga have a whole clan meeting.
Yeah.
He had a clan meeting.
So,
but yeah,
for whatever reason, the minute they showed Edmund, I knew he was the killer. I knew it. I just knew it. There was just something about him, like, this is the guy. You know what I mean? Kind of switched up a little bit, but I knew it.
They got me. Well, I guess I was just so invested in the connection between them two and the murders because I just didn't see, like, I knew he was dead. I knew he was dead. I'll say that.
This is what I thought. I thought that the cop killed Edmund, and Edmund was trying to reach out and show them that he did this to them, that he did this to him, and he was. But I was like, it still didn't. That was just.
Danny, man, what
that was just my theory, but I was like, I knew I was missing some shit because I was like, well, what the fuck does this doll have to do with it? And because they kept adding me and shit, and I was like, you killing my theory. But I was, yeah, Edmund. I got some theories about him too. I feel like the mental health with him.
So that's the thing. Okay, so because I do say there's a little bit of issues that I have with the show, a little bit.
We'll talk about them. Yeah.
So, for example, well, we'll get into that later. I'll just remind me what it was because we'll talk about it later. But I did have a few little bit of issues. I found it was kind of predictable for me because I called a lot of the stuff that happened in it, so that was kind of an issue. But I also figured they should have kind of showed how the demon connected to Edmund. You know what I mean?
They did. You know what they was having a conversation. And you know
Yeah,
him
but
laying there, he telling them you ain't nothing. Him, what's up?
I feel like Edmund more so conjured him up
that's what I'm saying, right?
because
After he,
of
go ahead.
him preparing for the role. Because you got to think about what he was consuming. Like he was literally watching what's his name? No. He was being extra when he was preparing for that role, and he was basically borderline on the territory of what they call method acting. Especially
Mhm.
when he did to that girl, that was method
Right.
acting because he was in that moment, and but to him,
He was, but he was already
he
like
was
that
taking
before
it too
then.
far.
Bro was sitting there putting a bag over his head, holding his breath to the phone figure. Nah, he was
I
already on
mean,
some shit then. I feel like
but
it went over the edge when he went to the house and visited her. That's
No,
when it clicked.
No, I think what happened is she was like, you have a certain role that you can do, right? And then he realized that, yes, I actually can do this role. So, because when he came out, his acting was on point. I knew he was acting, but I was like, oh man, his acting is on point. He has her scared
Yep.
as
I know what
hell,
scene you talking
right?
about when the girl came over to his house.
Yes, like he had her scared as hell. So I think that's when he actually realized, like, oh, this is the role for me. And then he started really method acting after that. You know what I mean?
he was literally watching interviews of serial killers.
And horror movies. Yeah, Halloween,
Yes,
Friday the 13th. I like that collection
yeah,
too, by the way.
because he was playing. He was playing into that role. Yes, he had unchecked mental health issues. That's why it did not help that he was going
Yeah.
that deep into it. Because you
Right.
got to look
he
at
was
all the
possessed by a demon.
he did too much shadow work and not enough light work. That's what happened.
Absolutely. And then just to know, like, this is different. This is what I want to see. Creative Black shows. You know what I mean? I really had to go and check and say, make sure that this show was created by a Black dude, because I'm like, these are the type of stuff
his name Little Marvin.
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of representation of different types of Black people and not just one type of Black person.
Absolutely.
One thing I'm glad they didn't do, and I knew they was going to kind of go into the racism, but I didn't want them to lean extra heavy on it like they did in the first season. The fact that they leaned extra heavy on the horror this time, thank you.
I feel like they had to because it was the 90s, and especially the year that they chose and the whole Rodney King thing. They had to. They had to continue on with it because I don't think people also realized how racist it was still in the 90s.
Yeah.
People want to act like racism was over. The fuck it was not.
Yo, that scene when she come to the I guess she found the body in the with the girl wrapped up in the mattress, and she come up trying to ask the witnesses and say, "Damn, girl, you a cop?"
Yeah.
You actually know that that was kind of a real thing that happened in a school, right? Where a dude was wrapped up in a mattress. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was around that time, but
no, that's a recent story. This was a recent story.
Yeah, right.
Like in the recent years, and this was not on TV.
Amazon Prime, well, this quality is up there. No.
Yes, this is high quality horror.
It's really good, man. I was like,
we just did a decent horror movie now. Low Life was good at Tubi. Now, appreciate y'all still checking that out, but
yeah, but no, this was really good. It was done well.
Yo, the possession scenes, and I still want to get back to the victims, but one of the best and funniest possession scenes is her damn son. You like that dick, didn't you? Oh, who broke the line? And the way he stood up, the way he said this shit all gentle. She's like,
and the smile on his face.
You fucking, what's her name? She said,
Reggie.
I was like,
oh, yeah.
Star Trek Discovery is good too, Danny, but this is good.
Man, what? Patrick Stewart ain't even on there, or is he?
No, not on Discovery.
Anyway,
if you liked horror movies though, Danny, this would be something you would like for sure. But
once again, I just want to get some of the victims again. Did y'all understand when he was choosing certain victims, especially the guy who ran away, who was trying to protect his baby, the twins,
I did,
and the little boy in the back seat?
I didn't understand the man, but until I figured out he was connected to the
cop.
He was
the foster.
No.
Oh
no, the grown man that was protecting his baby. He was connected to the foster home. He was one of the foster kids.
You ain't coming no damn rap.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But no. So why did he take the twins and the little boy?
So the twins was because he was a twin. Right?
That's it. There was no more than okay.
Somebody took one of their brothers. The brother got took from the twins, if I'm not mistaken, right? Somebody got took, if I'm not mistaken, and they got to stay. And you know it's like him when he got took as far as a twin or whatever.
Oh,
and I know that was the connection with the little boy in the back seat. His brother got to leave, or he got took back to a foster home, and he got to stay. So it was that connection too. That's
he got sent back to Mexico or something like that.
And he was still trying to reach out to her through killing them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? In one scene, she's talking to Diaz, and they're talking about like putting pieces together, and she says Benny, and I'm like, who the hell is Benny? I'm like, I don't remember no damn Benny. I had to go back and skim through each episode so that I could find Benny. Benny was the little boy, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, the little boy in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably one of the worst ones because of the fact that she was trying to get him to the hospital, and he literally get twisted. She should
have let him there so everybody could see what was happening. Like, bro, I was like, no, bad idea, stay there. No, everybody need to see what's happening and have your hands up like this. Because I knew exactly what the fuck they was going to do to her. When that happened, I was like, shit, she was fucked up now.
Danny, the transformations, he got a couple transformations in here, man. And that's another thing with his performance. Like, outside of the weirdness and the awkwardness, and then him getting into that range of the serial killer, and then him just losing his shit because she got there pretty much was scared of his ass and nah, brother, you can't do this now. You got to go.
Yo, I mean, granted, he did what he was supposed to do to get in for that role, but she knew he was not mentally stable for this role. That's all she was trying to protect him, but she really
he should have came out and said, I want you to see my performance right quick. Can I practice this for you right quick? That's why my man said, I'm going to the bathroom.
And those are basic social cues that people would know. That's why I feel like he had issues on a whole nother different level of being unchecked mental issues that from a child, from him and his sister being together, that he needed some help, some guidance, some therapy. But this was 1991. This was 1991. This is the Black community. He was bad. He was evil. Because like even when he went to go visit his other foster family, which that was wild.
Yeah.
They was talking about how wild and unruly he was, and I was like, they keep talking about him having tantrums and stuff like that, and then him going through puberty, and they were scared of him.
Swarm.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. And they always want to make it seem like it's some type of demon or this is a bad child. This is
and they have other adopted kids. And they basically was like, you was the one.
They was using them they was using the children as
that's him being repeatedly sent back or being left.
Yes, that was the second time he got sent back when we find out later on. It's like, damn.
No, Danny, I'll explain because Desmond is wearing that little mask. He's going on an audition for a job. He's trying to be an actor, right? So that's when you see that he gets rejected. It's not him killing people. He had a demon that was connected to him, and that demon was the one snapping people around. So
Pretty much
it's
using him for his revenge.
yeah. So it's not really like Split.
Yeah.
I mean, well, kinda. Now that I think of it, kinda. Because in Split,
Not really.
he had the Beast. Yeah, because in Split, he had the Beast, right? Which was supernatural, whatever. It wasn't a demon, but he turned into that. So it's
More
kind
like
of
a
like having a
crossroads
demon.
demon.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and he had like split personalities. I come to find out that Denman kind of had a split personality too as well. So similar, but not the same, Danny.
Once we get into the whole thing as far as the relationship between Dawn and her mama, and Dawn's mother starting to see certain things, and Kel, the son, starting to see certain things, as far as whoever we talking about, as far as this redhead man, which we hadn't seen to this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They didn't show him at all. And
No,
you know
I
what's
love
funny
it.
though? When they kept saying the redhead man, I didn't get the connection with the Raggedy Ann dolls.
No.
I did not get it at all until
I
the one
did.
point where it's on the floor. And then I was like, oh, the red hair, the Raggedy Ann doll. Fuck.
I did. I was just trying to figure, like, because when the box got sent to the store and the mama was about to use
Yeah.
the thing, and I was like, what is wrong with this dog? Because that's what threw me off. Because I was like, I got it when I was figuring out where how Edna fit into everything. But then I was like, but where the dog fit in? That's why I knew my theory was flimsy. Because I was like, I don't know where this dog fit in. And
Mhm.
but yeah.
His name Little Marvin, Danny. He definitely got some creative ideas when it comes to black people in horror.
Absolutely. And we need more of this. We need to
Yep.
stop getting stuff like Power and all that crap and get more of this stuff.
And I
in
won't be
this series.
surprised if he kind of goes into not all the way modern time, but maybe like early 2000s, like 2001 or something with the next one.
Oh, we gotta get a season 3 of this because I'm digging this show. I'm like, yes, I want a season 3.
But yes, the Raggedy Ann doll. But more so, once we get to the connection of him showing up to Don's house, and then we get in the whole setting of this is 1989, right? As far as Edwin Gaines' time period, and when it comes to Dawn, it's 1991 as far as her being a detective or whatever. But in that time period of him going to visit her, she does not recognize him at all. And he had been trying to find her, and that was everything with the phone calls or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find his sister, and we trying to finally find out, like, oh, shit. Well, I was surprised. I did not know that was the whole thing as far as them being twins.
You know what? Again, me neither, but there was something, because I know when it came up, I was like, oh, it's his sister. So that's who he was looking for, right? But I didn't know Power's not King Danny. But I didn't realize it at first. I
Southside
think
Jamaica Queens, Danny.
that's something that slipped in my mind, and I was just like, wasn't really thinking about it until it came up. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, their sister. That's his twin sister. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
But we
You know what I mean?
I was still lost because I'm like, okay, why she don't know who this Negro is? What's going on? So this is where we get to the mama and the imaginary friend.
You know what's funny? Because that scene, right, when he goes to the door, they switched that scene with current time, right? The way they did it. And I just knew it. I'm like, nah, there's something wrong with this. That's not the same time. Because they show her coming down to answer the door in 1991, but when he's going to the door, it's 1989. So the way they switched it, they made it look like he was going to the door to see her in 90.
Oh yeah, that's playing weird, man.
Yeah.
You might not, if you're a fan of her, you might want to skip this.
Did you see the
I'm giving you a heads up.
When the light started flickering at the beginning, you stupid puppy. When the light started flickering at the beginning and that face showed up. Yeah.
And that damn music. Then that's the thing where I was kind of confused on the supernatural element, because I ain't gonna front, when they did the trailer in the show, I'm thinking we just doing straight up serial killer. We gonna have a straight up serial killer going around doing this or whatever. But yeah, I kind of figured it was something supernatural immediately once the scene with the guy who ran away with the baby, and then the fake cops come to the door and ain't nobody there, and then this nigga go in the room and all you hear is,
See, and that's why I thought that Edmund had got killed by the cops, and he was trying to reach out to Dawn to let her know, and that's why everything kept leading back to her. That was my theory, and then when it was like, I was like, oh, okay, so it's a brother. Like, damn, okay, I was close, shit.
You close because he was definitely trying to reach out. He was trying to reach out to her in the worst way. Like,
Yeah.
you hear me?
At one point, they fooled me because I thought it was going to go in a different route, right? There's a scene where she's listening to the videotape and it keeps saying imaginary friend over and over again. And I was like, oh, she's creating an imaginary friend and she's the one doing it. That's where it came up to my mind. I was like,
Oh, God.
that's-
I
and
knew
then-
I knew she wasn't the one doing it because I was like, it's not enough
What?
weird evidence for her to be like somewhere and not. Wait, you can't hear me?
No, we hear it. We hear it.
You get low-key looking ugly.
I can't hear you.
But
Can y'all hear me?
he can,
We
yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
That was me.
Mhm.
My bad. Go ahead. That was me.
But yeah, but yeah, I thought that the cop was gonna have more to do with Edmund. Yeah, Edmund than he did, and then that didn't pan out because boy, they threw that in there.
Just to put in the racist cops. You know what I mean?
I mean, granted, I don't know. I guess they had to because it was the 90s, but yeah.
And then when she walks up to the cop car and it's like, you're in my space. You're in my space.
Yeah.
And then she's like, black bitch. I was like, oh, okay. That's where we're going. Okay.
Once again, when we get to the next connection outside of them being brothers and sisters, the adoptive mother and her actually going into explaining them being twins and her imaginary friend actually being a brother.
Not only her brother, her twin brother. The twins be having different types of connections.
So I guess I'll bring up one of the problems that I think I had too is because when they're going through the reveal, when they find out the brother and what's happening, he seems like the stable one, right? He seems like he was the stable one, hiding her and stuff like that. But then they get adopted, and then he starts acting up, and I was just like, you know, I think I would have liked a little bit more explanation as to.
No, it was the fact that he had been sent back repeatedly. Like she sent him back.
No, but she sent him back because he was acting up. That's why the mother sent him back, because he was acting up. She said she couldn't deal with his tantrums. So I'm like, well, you know, he seemed like the stable one, but all of a sudden now he's the one acting up and doing tantrums. So that was kind of weird to me.
I have to disagree because, like, as far as like my child, like when I started besides the fact that he wasn't talking, I started to notice like he went from being just mad chill all the time to just tantrums, and it was always because he couldn't get what he wanted. So I think that's what it was with him is the rejection thing. And he just couldn't take rejection or being told no. And then it's like the anxiety of that. And then like
because it was sounding like the same thing with the white family, what they were saying about him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it was worse with them because he was going into puberty. So like he gets stronger, and like I don't think people understand how strong people. How can I put this? Because I don't want to say the word like we used to say, but people with disabilities be strong, and I'm gonna just say that. Cause like you look at my son, you wouldn't think that he's as strong as he is. He's like, look at them little bony arms. Try to give him a shot. Try to take blood from him. That little boy turned into the Hulk so fast. And I like that. He's one of the main reasons I started working out, because I was like, if I can't hold you down and you 6, What am I gonna do when you 12? Like, bro.
Since you even mentioned that, what do you
ain't
think as
Dr.
far as
Sharp to me.
what y'all think as far as Edwin's first kill or actual first kill as far as the cameraman?
It was not well planned out. It was very much a psychotic break because of
transformation too.
Yes, because of the constant rejection, and then seeing other people have their love from a family. Everything was just a combination of him being rejected by his sister, him being rejected by his white family, him being just being constantly sent back and rejected, and the rejection, and it's like him not being taught to how to handle rejection and handle those feelings of rejection. And it's like I said, I still think he got unchecked mental health issues.
Rob Zombie Halloween, oh my God. Like, yeah, the show, the leg break, though. I'm like, oh, nigga, you fighter, the fuck is you doing?
I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck he wasn't cooperating. Nigga, I would have been changing like
this nigga got you in a toy factory, bro. You at Chuck E. Cheese trying to talk shit. Like, man, what are you doing? Like, you one of the best actors I've seen, Edwin. Like, where did this performance come from? I've never seen it like this. Like, anything. But then he gonna start begging when his goddamn eye gone. How you gonna start pleading now with one eye? Nigga, at that point, I'm talking shit. Now I'm talking shit. Like, fuck you.
You have to like to do it on, please.
Oh no! Yeah, you cut my shit off, then I'm talking shit. That's it. Ain't nothing. That's over.
Might as well just kill me now. Fuck
yeah,
you.
I'm talking shit. Then you can do whatever else you want to do because I'm talking shit.
Facts.
But yes, man, that was a brutal kill. But
like that's where
was it planned?
That's where the bone snapping comes from, because the way he snapped the dude's leg, right? That's where the demon.
I was like,
yeah.
And I think they was trying to throw us off to it that too by saying, "Oh, he actually is doing this." Like, he's actually physically putting people in those things like that. I'm like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. From the first season, I always had. Like watching the show, I'm like, there's some supernatural stuff in this. There's just some supernatural stuff. It's not just this guy running around killing people like that. There's supernatural. You know what I mean?
But my man, he said he about to go on a run, but he get to meet his sister. So he say, "Fuck all that. I'm going to meet my sister first." But like we already talked about after that rejection. This is when we get the actual demon coming in saying, "Yeah, it's time now. You at your lowest. I got you."
Well, it was go to prison, or he was like, give yourself over to me. And what in between this? When was he picking up prostitutes and?
Well, I think
the fact that he was still trying to convince people that he could do that role, like I was just like, this was on the way of the psychotic break. And
I'm glad you brought that up.
Nobody's trying to get him. He was.
My man was in the car like,
feel like this was a damn audition.
But I think that was his first attempt to kill somebody. I think he would have really tried to kill her if the cops didn't come in. You know what I mean?
He was, but she.
That was kind of in that territory. Lambs too. Like some Buffalo Bill shit.
And because he says you're a nobody, if you're gone missing, no one will notice you. I think that's why he used the prostitute, because he figured, he'd have a better chance of getting away with it, right?
But not only that, it's the fact that he's looking at his own image. Like, you ain't nothing, so I'm not nothing.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of something, but I ain't gonna compare it to that because that was a real life situation, and I ain't want nobody getting at it. Me talking about the killer. So,
but that cop scene where they investigate him, where they have him in the room, and he starts doing the lines.
Yes,
everyone got a laugh.
I was just like, this is psychotic, and then the fact that they let him go, I'm like. put this man in a mental hospital.
The way the cop came in there talking shit, like, no,
Like,
nah, man,
It's a lot
get
to
his ass out of here. He was pissed off. He was like, he was gonna go to prison for that shit just to pull that rope off.
And then, like I said, he can't even. He wasn't even good enough for the role of a prisoner. This is what I mean. The constant rejection.
Cause it was the whole thing. He started looking around like I can get attention. People gonna be. I'm gonna be on the news. This
Yes,
serial killer.
yes,
Like, no, nigga.
yes.
This nigga fake.
That's what
He acted.
They even called him a failed actor.
Just throwing sauce on this shit. I was like, no. Why are they doing it like that?
Speaking of mental health, though,
That shit was
can we
funny.
talk about
That-
Kale?
Who? Oh,
Kale,
yeah,
the
yeah.
son, the son.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to skip over that because that's the part. That's the part when I cut it off. When Kale was in class and the damn dare lion, that we all let down.
Touch your nose.
Mhm.
Yes. See, and this is what was making me mad about that part is one, I have OCD, so I get the whole like you having to do stuff and touch stuff and stuff like that. So like I feel him on that, but the fact that they were using the demon as the voice in his head to tell him to do that, and I was like what are you trying to say that people that have OCD have a demon? And I was like, you know what? That's how they view that shit back in the 90s, especially in the black and brown communities. Like that, like if something's wrong with you, it's demonic. Or we gotta pray this out of you and then
Because they did that.
Extra.
Because
yes,
they did
I
that.
went deep on that.
But he was probably that was probably Little Marvin's intent though, honestly.
But it's because it was triggering to me because like people don't if you ever went to my room in high school, you would be like, damn, why your room so clean all the time?
That drum line was triggering to me. We got the Nick Cannon and that drum line. They playing the same song too from drum line. I'm like, nigga, this the summer. I'm ready for Petey Pablo come out there.
And I peeped that too. Oh,
Man.
Petey was coming with the red hair.
I'm like, why he started going harder when he seen his mama roast dog? Goddamn. It was like old buddy with that shit in his mouth when he seen Nick. Like, man. But I said, oh, hold up. When my man was sitting up there, like, yeah, that shit do sound good. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But
But even
when he
the
got on the
scene where-
floor and he started running towards him,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, hell no. Nah.
Brad, they had Kale do within the like worst scenes as far as like the most crazy shit dealing with the red hair.
because even when the mom was on the couch and he's like,
Couch,
Mom, are you okay?"
exactly. Mom,
The mom's like, "That's
Bruh,
crazy."
ain't no
What about the
way.
daddy, though, when he hugging him and he got the damn red hair in his head? I'm like, what the
Yeah. Mhm.
But speaking of the actual reveal of the red hair man, because this is the guy we've been hearing about from what episodes 1 to goddamn 7,
Mhm.
and we get the reveal, and it was worth the wait. This nigga, this is
I thought
something
it was
new.
good. I thought it was good. I watched the video where they say how he looked like ass, and I'm like, no, he did not like the way he looked.
No.
Is it because the hair is yarn?
Niggas want Victor and Candyman.
Is it
He
because
was
it's
talking
like?
like Candyman.
Oh yeah.
Come
He
on
was.
Touch the floor. Touch that goddamn floor. Touch it. Nigga, goddamn, I'm touching.
Tap your
I
foot.
felt so bad. I felt so bad for Kale. I was like, time to take my
what?
baby out of school. You get homeschool. Fuck you.
Hey, I thought he was gonna twist his ass up when he was falling out on the floor because he started doing the shit that over the kids are like, oh no, they gonna take Kale out. But
Yeah.
now this is where Don actually starts. Is like, yo, something else is going on besides this normal ass investigation, normal killer, supernatural shit going on now. And she gets her partner to come in with her, and he seems like he actually believes in what she's talking about. But when she actually starts to find out who her brother is, when she really starts to figure out what's going on, because she
Well,
found out
hell,
he's
her
dead.
partner found out who her brother was before she did.
Yeah, I didn't tell her. Mhm. Yeah.
But she got another
He tried to tell
suspect
her.
though that she following to Ku Klux Klan's meetings. Surrounded her ass like, you got a problem?
What they say is the blue line, the silence of the blue line or some shit like that. Basically, it's saying we ain't gonna tell on each other if we do some illegal shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I ain't gonna say that.
He following her ass too, because when they start to gather up this evidence, he pop up on her ass and
He like, oh, see how this connect, and she connected to this, and she connected to this, and I was like, she ain't the killer. Like you tried it.
They did.
Can we talk about the standoff? Mama versus the man. She said, I got to take this in my hands, because she definitely, once she actually reveals, like we talked about, the whole connection with the brother twin and the adoption and everything, he decides to go do a face-off with the doll.
Mm-hmm.
And it don't go as well. You got to
I mean,
I was like, oh man, they're gonna kill Pam Grier. Damn. I knew someone was gonna die.
I mean, the sign said one of us ain't gonna make it tonight.
Die tonight.
But it was the whole thing with her stumbling. I'm like, what's going on? Did he knock her ass out? Like, what the?
No head.
His head gone. Then we got that eerie ass music. I'm thinking, is this a dream or something? Maybe she ain't didn't know she's dead. And my man's so petty as far as Edwin, because he pissed off. He's like, you kept giving me up. He don't leave the body, he leaves the head behind.
Facts. He left the head just sitting there on the floor. Yeah. It was just sitting there on the floor. I'm like, damn.
Once again, this show do not hold back. You're gonna see it, and we ain't talking about adult victims, kid victims. It don't matter. Everybody gets.
Yeah, I'm glad that they show just enough. They don't show too much where it's like we had to use CGI even though it looked bad. It's like, nah, I'm gonna leave this to the imagination, but then at the same time they show enough for us to be like, damn.
When the little girl sitting in that bedroom and she looking around and the old woman going after she was screaming and shit. And y'all jumped scared the shit out of me when that woman kept jumping up screaming, where the hell y'all at? I'm like, why the hell she keep coming out of nowhere screaming and shit? But when she was gone and the shit was just dark and all you heard was her screaming and the bones crack, it messed with me. I'm sorry, that messed with me.
Yeah, the bones cracking.
Because we already seen the image, but you hearing it now.
Facts.
And it's like she's still going. But we started to get to our face-off because your girl Dawn is trying to get to the house because she got her evidence and she found out her brother pretty much got this connection. But the redhead cop decides to try to stop her. This nigga says, I'm shooting everybody. Like, glad she was wearing that tape.
Oh, I knew she was wearing that. I knew she, and he was dumb enough to tell on himself and tell about another crime he committed. And see, that's why when they named the other dude, and I was like, I think it was Lamar Watkins. When they named him, I was like, damn. Who?
The cop, because the way he went off on the black dude, like, where's the drug? It's like he wanted that shit, like he wanted to use. Like he wanted to sell, like he was wanting to use.
I wouldn't doubt it because they looked like they was probably stealing money and drugs. Because they was all dirty cops. Because you see how
all of them was cops, all of them. Ku Klux Klan meeting, bro.
KKK. Straight up.
Don does get the better half of the cop. She takes him out, but she gets to the house a little too late because my man done fucked up Amon Shepard. Like, I don't know if that was Tiana Taylor.
See that motherfucker down the stairs.
That nigga did a backflip. I said, man, bro, something broke, bro. Ain't no way. I was like, what the fuck?
It's only one story.
That demon said, fuck all that crackling shit. I'm throwing your head.
Hey, man, you see how big he is?
I was like, what the hell?
There's some tough bones to crack. That's going to take 2 times.
ain't even that damn tall, and I'm big. But this is kind of where we get into the realm of A Nightmare on Elm Street to me, and where my girl Dawn got to go into the dream realm to go save her son.
You right.
This is when we get our backstory as far as Edwin and the protection that he had for Don, as far as the foster home. Like, outside of just the hard shit and the bone crackling and all that, that shit right there is horrific. To think about a child having to go through that consistently for years.
And the box?
The box.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I was like, why would you do that? Like,
and to think about the trauma of being yanked out of that place, like thinking, yes, I'm gone, and being took back, knowing where you going, where you about to go back to. Yeah.
And see, that's what makes me so mad, because it's like with the mom, it's like, can you blame her after what had happened? You know, because because it wasn't just his tantrums. Remember, she had animosity because when she got home,
I mean, he didn't kill him, but
he didn't. He
was holding the medicine for the husband.
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah, so like that, and then that's not her biological child, and then the tantrums, and it's just like, and then she sent them back, and it's like,
and then you show up and you got this life. You a cop. Oh, and you got a family. Oh,
and then you tell the sister that the brother was an imaginary
friend. That was it. That was. I was like, that's terrible. But like at the same time, can you blame her? Because how many people, like, bruh, if you go back and you just like look at what they used to do to people that had that, and I'm not claiming that he was autistic. I'm just saying he has some autistic things about him, and the way they talking about him having tantrums and how they got worse because they don't get, if you don't get treatment, all that shit gets worse as you get older. ADHD, autism, yeah, and that's what I mean. And it's just like, can you blame the mama for sending him back when she didn't have the means to take care of him mentally herself?
And that wasn't even the 90s. That's a different time period as far as when they going through that. You talking about the 70s, 80s?
Yeah, because yeah,
that's true. Still,
and
though,
it's just it just because you think about it, he continuously got mistreated by the foster mother, by the other kids, because nobody understands. Yeah.
And
because nobody understands what's wrong with him or what he's going through, and it's just a lot of simple shit. Exactly, it's a lot of simple shit that he could have been accommodated with. But yeah, it's a lot of simple shit that he could have been accommodated with even in those times. But the lack of knowledge that they had about these types of things led to this. And I'm like, yeah, and this is why we need everybody needs to be educated about these things, because it's just like, just being like, oh, this person is crazy, or they this, or you know what I mean? Nah.
And that's why I like that aspect of him. Outside of the horror, we got that focus on Black trauma and mental health, as far as even in the early 90s, just what the traumatic effects of going through that and what it could lead to.
Yeah, because unless Kel always had OCD, like just it developing and getting worse because of his parents splitting up, and then now this with the whole, you know what I mean? Like bruh, I'll try to tell you, when he was smoking, I was like, bruh, exactly.
I'm like, exactly. When we get kind of to the end of the standoff, it did get it got predictable. I kind of knew what was coming.
I knew that's how she was going to beat him. You know what I mean?
We got the backstory, and they doing all that leading up into the battle.
Yeah, I knew that's
little battle. They ain't really had no battle. She was basically just talking shit. Saying, I love you, brother. She basically like, I know you are, I love you.
I mean, that's all he ever wanted. I mean, if you look at the
So did the
list
demon
of
get mad at him? Like, oh, so you ain't want to go through with this shit and just start cracking his ass up? Like,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, so what the hell going on?
Yeah, basically.
So you ain't want to fall through. Okay. Shout out to the Ring too, because this definitely reminded me of the Ring too. I gotta say that.
Oh yes. It's like I said, it's a lot of it's so many like little Easter eggs with different horror movies in here. But if you look at the list of basic human needs beyond like food, water, air, and shit like that, a sense of belonging is a basic human need. Everybody needs to feel like they belong somewhere. And the fact that he didn't feel like he belonged anywhere, from being given up at birth, from being sent back to the from being in the foster home, getting adopted, being sent back to the foster home, getting adopted, being sent back to the foster home, being rejected by all the women in his life, being rejected by the men laughing at him, snickering, and being rejected, just constantly being rejected as an actor, being rejected by, I mean, he damn near got rejected by a prostitute. But he was good. So he was throwing the money at her. Shit was wild. But yeah, like I said, and then not being taught how to deal with rejection. That's just like some dude was talking about, you ain't gotta accept her rejection. Yes, the fuck you do. Leave that girl alone. Leave them people alone. That's why we gonna do Baby Reindeer. Cause I done heard that shit drag. But yeah, it's just so much that I'm glad that they brought up. But at the same time, I was kind of offended by them making it a monster, making it a demon. But then I was like, yeah, that is how.
I ain't mind that because I feel like we're trying to get something new. Not new,
no, I'm just saying as a person that has OCD, making OCD be like a demon, like it was just like what you trying to say. But then I get what they trying to say is what they were trying to say. I get it. It's reason.
The connection though, because we get the whole backstory, but we also get the whole extra with the adoption story as far as the twins' actual mother, and that's what we was talking about earlier, as far as the connection to season 1. And the oldest child of the family in season 1 being the mother of the actual twins, and the trauma she went through some shit.
What was with the whole white paint? Because I was like, what the hell?
It's like
so
you just gotta watch it.
She was trying to fit in with the white people. Yes. They told her white is beautiful and stuff like that. So she went and painted her face.
Like it got to a point where it's like, what?
Oh, she went up. She started.
Yeah,
it just made me think of Atlanta with the white face.
No. It wasn't no.
Why was he in white?
That's what she did.
Pretty much. That connection, man. They gave me some goddamn M. Night Shyamalan vibes. I ain't even gonna front because that's how off put I was about it because I did not see that coming. I was like, what the? Y'all did that. That worked. Okay.
So who they daddy? We don't know.
We don't know who the daddy is. Yeah.
Oh, maybe
and that might be something. Maybe that could be later on down the line in seasons. Yeah. If they do something like that, because once again, it's an anthology, so we don't know we will even get that connection or not.
I mean, by the way they ended it, it looked like we're gonna get something.
But I felt bad for it. I did. I felt bad, man, because it was the whole thing with him just finally getting that love accepted, but then he kind of got that peace too at the same time, because it's like that's it. Like I ain't got to be here no more. Now I hope this nigga ain't going to hell because it was the demon stuff, but I mean, I'm just saying I don't. It's almost like that Crossroads type shit where he took a deal.
I mean, it is because he basically sacrificed himself to this entity. Like him taking his own life was him sacrificing himself to the entity and giving over to the.
So this could be something that come back in next, like other seasons later on. kind of like they done, like I said with American Horror Story. He can always come back as this demon.
I mean, but with him being at peace and the
But
love
I'm also
and
talking about just the
acceptance.
demon, and I'm thinking he gonna be probably playing the demon.
I get what you're saying.
Well, I know maybe his entity still could come back. I don't know. Shit, he's still unrested. Damn. But then you don't want to go out like that.
Right.
Yeah. My man showing up at the end after it seemed like everything is peaceful. The pops coming back in the picture, coming over to dinner every night. Everybody coming through, and then here come this nigga. What you gonna do? What you gonna damn do? Get in my damn room. Cause I ain't gonna front. He ain't kind of intimidating. I'm like, nigga, you just getting on my nerves. You loud as hell. You always in my face and my damn ear, spitting and shit. That's what's like getting on my nerves.
You look at them freaking eyes about that ain't intimidating. You can't tell me if you want and
nigga,
see
you
that
high.
man.
You just had angel dust in your shit.
So at the beginning, the face that we saw, whose face was it? Was it Edmund's face? Was it Dom's demon, or was it that guy?
It might have been him. Because we seen Don's demon. She pretty much look like her always smiling. Don's demon is always smiling.
Her demon look. You know what? When the demon was like, "Give yourself over to me," it made me think about. Or he was like, "Let me in." It made me think about the Babadook. It made me think about Smile. Because you remember, literally, I was like,
her ass laying on that couch though, and Kale sitting there like, "Mom, she just."
When he turned on the light and she went in there, I would have, bro.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I would have hit those steps so fucking quick. Fuck that light. Fuck that TV. Fuck all of it.
Facts.
Then he had some good dick, didn't he? And the way he was looking at it too, he was like, "I'm serious."
Look, we play too much. We will always find some shit.
Man, nah, they did that on purpose. They know everybody was on that, especially black people. You watching this shit, you like, what? I've seen some people saying, "I don't care if it's a demon or not. My mom will slap the shit out."
But look, you gotta have comedic relief in a horror movie because, like, like you said, you tense from the beginning. So this comedic relief did did help
a little bit because we went right back to it. I'm laughing a little bit. I'm like, oh shit! Now where he at now?
That shit funny.
Nothing. Well, yeah, man. Definitely enjoyed this. This was a good one. I can't wait to see what they try to do with the next one. Hopefully, they don't wait too long.
Please don't.
And like I said, Tales from the Hood. Look, this is what you could have done. Hey, the outline got a classic though, so I'm still with the 90s Tales from the Hood, but I definitely want to see what they're gonna do next with this. Shout out to Little Marvin, man. I don't like first season. I'm sorry, that was too traumatic for me. I'm like, when is these niggas gonna do some Django Unchained shit? Like, please do something, fight back, do something. And it's like, nope.
But we got in season 1. We got one of the best scenes though. The best scenes were
even when old girl get killed, you know the girl that we hate, that one racist bitch, like you hate. She don't even get killed by our niggas. Like what the no.
But when she walked up to the mother and called the mother the N-word, and Murray said, "Baby, go in the house."
Okay, yeah. That one scene.
Give her that box. I was like, oh yeah, okay.
I want to see some niggas getting tortured. I swear I thought what was gonna happen was they was gonna kill that family and they was gonna come back as like demons or something and torture the whole town because it's Compton. They in Compton.
You was wanting some skeleton key type of shit. So
I wanted either that or I wanted that first Tales from the Hood with a goddamn demon come back for them cops. I needed something.
But I think
them to me.
The first season was, I guess, it wasn't really about the demon. I think it was about how the demon got connected to that family. You know what I mean? So I think that's what the season was about, more than anything.
And I guess we're gonna see his black ass popping up all the time. I guess Oh,
Yeah, he's coming back.
I mean, if we continue on with this family, then yeah. So
yeah, that's true.
because I mean, how they gonna get that? Now you're gonna have me going back and watching the first season. I did not want to be traumatized.
Oh hell no! You
You
can
gotta
have
watch it.
all
You
of
gotta
that.
watch it.
You can have all of that. I will not.
No, because
I
now
put
I'm
that.
curious about
I'm
this.
gonna
Like,
tell you.
how
I put
what
that in the
happened?
same vein as Fruitvale Station and the what's the
I
name
and I
file
have
off Netflix.
and I have purposely not watched neither one of them because of that. I told you, because at that point it's not
12
even
Years a
crying
Slave,
about
all of that.
fictional characters. No.
Fruitville Station is kind of messed up though.
It ain't
That's a
kind of
messed up.
messed up. Shit is. Mm-mm.
It's based on a true story. It's fucked up
Yeah,
all the way
yeah,
around.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why. That's
Especially
why I
being a
did not.
father and like hell, I can. I'm good. Like
But
I
I'm
don't even
gonna go
ain't
back
no
and
way.
watch season 1 too. I'm gonna go back and watch season 1 too because I
Y'all can have
really
that.
don't
Good
remember
luck.
much.
Go ahead. I'm gonna watch Django.
Look, I'm gonna be honest because I started season 1 and I think I got like 5 minutes into it and I saw how racist it was and I immediately turned it off. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Like it's
I was like, I can't.
in Compton.
Because I will get
I
mad.
know some shit gonna go down. This is
Look.
gonna go down.
Look.
Oh yeah, it went down for sure.
Hey, shout out to the whole ending too to this, where she's sitting in the courtroom playing the tape, and they pretty much blaming everything on the cop. Like, and I love the scene where they like, so you gonna come back to your job? Fuck the police, coming straight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, me too. Me
That
too.
was a good
I
scene.
love that.
Yes, that was a good scene.
Yeah, I love that.
All right, y'all. Your boy gotta go to work, so we gonna get up out of here. Once again, shout out to anybody coming through. Shout out to Danny, Tony. I think Lou Boy jumped in. Well, I don't even know if Tony came in. I think I also used to Tony. I always trying to them. Shout out to everybody coming through. And anybody who didn't comment, shout out to you for coming through. And shout out to the supporters out there. Anyway, we are back Thursday. Let me see. Yeah, Thursday we will finally have Late Night with the Devil for y'all. We're gonna talk about that finally. Wednesday, OOC, we will be what we getting into, Alzo?
I think we're gonna have to go and deal with this K-Dot and Nerdman stream again.
Oh God! Please, I stayed there.
Y'all talking about
I
spanking
stayed
kids
there through the whole. No. I stayed there through the whole stream, and like I said, we are saying the same thing. The only difference is for them, spanking is not an option at all, and for us, it's on the table. That's it. That's it.
Y'all don't get.
That's it. That's it. That's it. But I be.
And when I'm wrong, I could have been right. So I'm still right because I could have been wrong.
But yeah, I definitely didn't appreciate how basically they talk about us taking one part of what they said and having a whole conversation about that, but y'all took one part of what I said and had a whole conversation about that.
I did see the conversation, but I guess they talking about when y'all must have watched it on the OOC before I got on there.
No, we watched a portion of theirs, but then I was like, we had a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
More so because we didn't really go back and watch that many clips. They went back and watched a bunch of different clips, but when they first started, they was complaining about us talking about one clip when they was just talking about me starting at the beginning. And I'm like, I'm here in the comment section, so if y'all want to talk directly to me, hey, don't make no assumptions. I'm right here.
To the chat. Let's add to the live.
I mean, I was talking, I was speaking, I was like you saw me. You saw me. I was, but yet nobody was speaking directly to me. That was my only issue with it. Is I'm right here, so if you got something to say,
I don't hear shit about no
godparents,
no uncles, aunts. I don't none of that, man. Got to have kids 24/7.
Yes, because it does make a difference, even if you are a teacher.
And when it comes to somebody like you who has, like you said, autistic child, what are y'all talking about? It's different. It's different.
It's very different.
I don't care how many kids you have in a class or whatever. You go home and that's it. You have to worry about them the next day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I mean, because when I was a teacher, I didn't have kids. So I was like, I'm still not judging parents. Like, I mean, I can judge regular shit, but nah. Until you in the thick of it, until you have your own, and even like people with newborns. Ha ha ha! It's a newborn. Of course, it's demanding. I'm talking. Wait till they hit that
24/7, going to sleep, getting up, milk, change, all this. Man, and that's just a newborn. We're not talking about 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, when they get the 2, they just it's a whole different ball game. And like it's a whole different
get out of here,
game.
man. Once again, we doing fine. We're gonna come through, I guess. So what is going on, man?
I don't want to talk about that the whole stream though, because like I said, I stayed for their whole stream, and like I said, we said the same thing. We made the same points. So what we talking about?
The same conversation.
I showed it to Roberto, and he was like, "What?" He kind of flipped out. You know what I mean? So he's like, "Yeah, okay, no."
They just making it sound like we supporting abuse, and that's what I don't like.
People that don't got kids.
Me too.
Well, it was only one person on there that had kids, and that was the girl, and it sounded like she had a newborn.
Yeah, I think it was. I think she does have a newborn. So she don't even know the situation yet. You know what I mean? Like newborn, yeah, it's hard to deal with, but they don't talk. They don't, you know what I mean? They're not talking. They're not doing it. So
they're not pulling shit over.
I should put my oldest on here. My oldest is about to graduate next year. I should put my oldest on here. We had this conversation.
Facts.
I wouldn't mind because she don't been on here before, and I'm pretty sure she wouldn't mind just to have her experience from somebody who has had whoopings from me. You want to hear it from the experience? Somebody who's never been in trouble in school, never. I can tell you that. Never been in trouble in school. Never had a situation. She don't want to have no boy. But as far as I know, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, as far as I know, I'm just saying. But anyway.
Nah, you right. These kids are built different because like the stuff that we was into when we was in high school, because I be like talking to my nieces and nephews, and they just it ain't like it was when we were kids.
What's your name, boy? Tell me.
Yeah, like I said, they make it seem like we just supporting abuse, and I was like, I mean, like I said, we all made a lot of the same points though, so we just talking in circles about some shit, whereas only one part of the shit that we don't agree with.
That's the beatings, right? And
grew up in that too. So.
Yeah, man, I'm glad that I grew up the way I did. You know what I mean? And I deserved a lot of the beatings I got. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
I don't take back my experiences. That's what I'll say.
Facts.
Everything happened for a reason.
I turned out.
Anyway, we getting up out here. They ain't turning them the scare into them and them kids. So anyway, make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all come through Wednesday for the OOC. Thursday, Late Night with the Devil. I'm not sure what's going on with Beats and Mics or even Uncut because right now ain't really too much going on. So we'll let y'all know, especially when it comes to albums and music. That shit done tied down, y'all. I think Kendrick like, nah, I'm good. we'll see. Batman. But anyways.
He got something kicking.
Bigger Ford Entertainment channel Wednesday. We're gonna have an interesting conversation, I guess. But anyway, appreciate everybody coming through.
Please have more than just this, cause Lord.
We out, man.
Peace, guys.